Yesterday I froze during sex and my girlfriend asked if we should stop. I said yes and she backed off. I've never been treated like this before. I am 23, and I've been raped before. Twice. I've been sexually assaulted too, and this has affected me and subsequent relationships a lot. 2 days ago my girlfriend, 23, was in my lap and we were making out, and suddenly the images of rape came into my mind and I froze. She obviously sensed it and asked if everything was okay, but I couldn't answer and I'd begun to sweat. She got off my lap and asked if I wanted to talk, but I still couldn't say anything. Then she asked if she should leave the room and I gave a small nod. She just grabbed her phone from the table and left. This has never happened with me. Nobody has listened to my no before. It feels weird, different. I don't know. Next morning when I woke up she had made breakfast and left me a note saying if I wanted to talk I could call her anytime. She came over after work and I thanked her for listening to me. I was almost in tears. She welled up too and said no obviously means no, but hesitation means no too. And that she would never knowingly hurt me. I've never been treated like this before. My parents were shit, and almost every relationship I've had, 3, were also similarly shit. But she's different. She's been my rock when I've fallen low. She cooks for me because she wants me to be healthy. She leaves notes of affirmation all over the house for me to find and is generally the most genuine amazing person I've ever met. I want to show my gratitude to her and want to tell her how much she means to me, but I don't know how. Also it's still weighing on me how my say matters to her. Never in my life have I ever been treated this way. So how do I tell how much she means to me? And will I stop feeling this way? Edit. Oh my god, y'all. I never expected this kind of response. I'm trying to read through them all, but thank you so much. To clarify a few things, almost everyone who commented suggested therapy. Therapy is super expensive and I'm already working to pay for school, but yes, I've started therapy. It's been about 5 months now. Just taking baby steps here. Secondly, y'all gave a ton of good ideas, but I think I'm gonna write her a letter and maybe arrange for a small picnic for the two of us. I know she'll love it. For those saying I should propose, that's definitely the plan, just not now. And to those who shared their similar experiences, thank you. It gave me an insight and I hope things look up for you. And for all those who said I'm a pussy for getting raped or I'm lying, I'm sorry, but I can't make y'all believe me. I hope y'all feel better after this. B. Again, thank you so much for your kind comments. Y'all are amazeballs. You could read her this post. If you wanted to show her with your actions, then you could plan a special day doing the things she enjoys. And to add to that, if you've never heard about love languages, they could be a good start to thinking of other ways to show her your appreciation. Does she like gifts? Quality time? Acts of service? Physical touch? Words of affirmation? Not saying to focus on only one, but it could help give you more specific ideas. Even on a date doing things she enjoys, you might be able to dig a little deeper. Would she love being presented a heartfelt letter, gifts plus words of affirmation? A quiet evening stroll, hand in hand, physical touch plus quality time? On the other hand, she sounds like a keeper and I wish you two the best. Sorry you've gone through what you have, and I'm glad that you're finally being treated the way that you deserve to be treated. My love language is tangible things. I buy or make personal gifts, I touch, I kiss. I'm not big on the outgoing things or romantic poems and dates, but if you want a scratching post your kitty can sleep on, then am I the right man to make that for you? And it'll have feathers on it too. I feel you might like this as it's super cheesy. I sometimes write paper footballs. The paper football said unfold me on the outside of it, and on every unfolded have a little piece of the note like hey, I think you're really cute then, and I think we should talk more, so on. And when it was completely unfolded it was a heart saying that I really liked her and wanted to take her on a date. They're fun to make too. Such a thoughtful and touching idea. It shows imagination, too. Anyone on the receiving end would melt. You, sir, are a genius. Reasons I love you work great for them too. Good luck in your adventures, fellas. I would cry if someone did this for me. Aw, so sweet. That's what you do for others. Your personal love language is supposed to reflect how others can make you feel loved. It's definitely about both. My husband is the kind of man to make sure I never need to put gas in my car or make my first coffee of the day because he is all about acts of service. I'm about physical touch, so him putting gas in the car is lovely but not so meaningful as when I rest my head against his while we watch a movie. We have both had to learn each other's language to be effective at communicating our affection. It's like Pokemon and critical moves. Some do damage but some moves are super effective, lol. I think it's more like Pokemon types, but whatever helps a person figure their head round it works. My husband does this too. Over the years he's made it obvious that he is always trying to find new things to do and give to me to make me happy. Coffee every morning. Gas in my car. During his furlough, cleaned our barn and set up a wood shop for me, something I always wanted. Now he's building me a small mud room that can be used as a small sunroom to winter over my tropical plants. Oh, and he treats me like I'm the sexiest thing alive. No matter how thin or fat I am. No matter how many new wrinkles I've gotten over the years. That, and he also loves to snuggle and say he loves me. It's his consistency. We've been together 25 years later and he still shows me he loves me. Update, my first award. Thanks. This is the most wholesome thing I've seen all month. That's really lovely. Does he have many hobbies? The rest of our barn is devoted to his shop. He likes to restore classic cars. Something for us all to strive for. Most people have a primary love language and a secondary one. It was one of the things I talked to my man kinda early in the relationship so that would know how to make each other feels lived and appreciated. I think this would be a great conversation for you to have with your girlfriend to help you know that she feels loved and appreciated like you have that she makes you feel. Sounds so like you have a great woman and I am super happy for you. Pat's couch beside me, see mirror. This speaks to me very loudly. This is so unutterably adorable. Sounds just about perfect to me. After all, feathers on a scratch post sounds like cat nirvana. My outgoing language is definitely stuff. I'm kinda ashamed to admit I was raised in a household where emotion was not allowed, so I'm not very expressive, even if I appreciate something a lot. My incoming language though, I want to be physical. I don't want stuff for myself, I want to be surprised with a makeout session. I dunno, maybe it was years of deprivation, but I just want my wife to jump my bones at random. Physical touch is one of the love languages. I just wanted to share that, and make sure that you know that it is absolutely valid. I also understand the gift giving, another love language is receiving gifts, and that one resonates with me. I feel like thoughtful gifts are such a lovely thing to do for someone, but that's because it makes me feel good to receive them, and I translate that joy to the happiness I feel when I give someone a gift and they feel joy. But in my relationship with my husband it doesn't work as well, because he could care less about tangible things for the most part. That's just not one of his love languages, so I've had to learn how to make him feel valued in the ways that resonate with him. He's a physical touch and quality time guy. Now after so many years, I give myself gifts and I give him physical attention and my time and focus, and he provides acts of service for me and sometimes a treasure or two. It's a good system for us. We did have to work it out and learn about how to better serve one another, and then adjust accordingly, but even the learning piece was really fun and very rewarding. Where are you? I need a man like that. Grinning cat face with smiling eyes. It sounds like she is an acts of service person. She gets up, leaves. Has a note removing the physical pressure. Has breakfast ready and is able to remove herself for others. Top-notch compassion and empathy. Love languages is a great idea. Remember, there's sometimes a difference between what language you express love vs what language you receive love in. For example, if you want to tell me you love me, give me a hug. My primary love language is physical touching affection, so I need cuddles. It's only reserved for people I really care about, cause I hate physical touch from anybody else. But if I want to show you I care, I'll do things for you. My expressing love language is acts of service. My boyfriend knows it. I pack his lunch or fill his car with gas. I'm showing him I care. For sure, thanks for adding. It's also important to note that love languages can differ between people too. I'm a really touchy person around my friends, but I really dislike physical touch with my family, which sucks because I think my dad is a big hugger, lol. I love it when people bring up love languages. I wish every soul knew about them and how they interact with your life. I talk about them all the time at risk of sounding like a broken record, but I agree, I think they're really valuable, especially in deeper and or more romantic relationships. It helps you understand the other person and want to understand them at a better level. Talk to her about things for sure. It's important when someone is catering to you like this to check in with them to ensure they're not feeling emotionally strained. Make sure you can be for her what she is for you based on her needs. Was coming here to say this. My wife is a service love person and it took me a good year to figure this out when we first started dating. I am a physical touch person. Once you know, then it becomes much easier to be happy. It turns out I really like helping others, so the service love thing really works out. That's really sweet to hear. It definitely helps balance how you show that person love, and how that person can show you love. I think it's also a great way to get to know others outside of your relationship. Smiley face. If she's writing notes of affirmation, it's almost a sure thing that's one of her. Usually people feel loved in the same way they show it. Obviously she seems like a nice gal, but is anybody that respects the word no a keeper? Isn't that the bottom line bar of being in a relationship with someone? Yes, she respected the word no, but she went about it in a way that I'd argue most people lack the empathy and compassion to have done. She went above and beyond. Besides, Op's whole post was about what he can do to make her feel more appreciated, so evidently he feels that she is a keeper. And he also wrote that he's been burned by people not respecting his lack of consent in the past, so it might be the bottom line, but not everyone is capable of meeting that standard. Also, the whole point of my comment was about love languages, lol, and you had a problem with one word. Well, I didn't take objection to the rest of it, lol. I have had friends that have only had abusive and bad relationships. And sometimes then they end up with their first decent and normal person and they think they are an angel from heaven. And even when those relationships aren't great, they think it's the best because they have no point of reference. Not saying that is Op's situation. They obviously care about each other and that's great. But I just thought the keeper comment based on a baseline of decency was odd. Honestly, I read a lot of posts on here where people ask how can I show X how I really feel. And my first thought is often that showing the post you just wrote anonymously on the internet to billions of strangers contains your true feelings. Hand your phone to them so they can read it too. Smiley face. I always feel like I gotta get caught to be genuine. To just go, hey, check out what I posted about you, about us. It's the difference between I can't stop talking about you vs a good mutual friend saying he can't stop talking about you. Maybe I'm just projecting since I tend to not believe what people say. I fully understand. It would feel a bit contrived to just write something and then show it straight away. I think maybe if Op wrote something like this, then a bunch of people comment and said positive things or offer good advice. It's not contrived to then say I didn't know how to put this into words, so I asked the world for help, and this is their response. Plus, what better way to show you're serious than declaring your feelings in front of millions/billions of people? Some threads get ripped apart, so there's a huge risk you're gonna be lambasted for posting your thoughts. Yes, this. Actions. A lot of times it's hard for words to adequately express how we're feeling. My husband will randomly text me how much he loves and appreciates me, how great of a mother I am, etc., and vice versa. Even just reading a paragraph of something like this makes my whole day. It tells me he's thinking about me and reminds me how loved I am. He'll also go out with my son every morning to get me coffee, and at least once a month he'll bring flowers with my coffee and have my son hand them to me. His actions show me he loves and cares about me, more than words do. It really is the little things. But since you want to show your appreciation, plan a special night. Cook her a romantic dinner, or if cooking isn't your forte, take her somewhere nice. Over dinner, basically tell her what you told us, or write a note and let her read it at dinner if that's easier than speaking your feelings. Either way, she'll appreciate knowing how you feel about her. Her actions towards you clearly show you how much she loves and cares about you. Return the favor. Leave her affirmations around the house, or little notes saying what you love about her. Follow in her shoes, because she has no problem making you feel special and loved. Just wanted to say that your husband is very thoughtful but is raising your son to think of others and how to treat a spouse. There is no greater gift you can give your children than teaching them to care for others. Thank you. You're absolutely right. My son isn't even 2 yet, and seeing how proud and happy he is to hand me flowers, is better than the actual flowers, lol. He knows the flowers make me happy, so he gets so excited giving them to me. Teaching him to be kind and caring and thoughtful is the best gift of all, smiley face. I love this idea. I feel the same way about my current relationship, Up. I often feel that there aren't enough words in the English language to express how he makes me feel on a daily basis, but I have found that actions really do speak louder than words, so all of this is really solid advice. Happy for you, internet stranger. Yeah. Up, read her your post. Trust me dude, it'll mean everything to her. I don't know how to read her a post. I know I was told to leave on Friday. I love this girl with all my heart and would do anything for her. I don't know anything about love except that it is very painful when you have the one woman I love and want come to me and offer the dream I've always wanted, a home somewhere to keep putting. A family, my dream. I just came out of a bad situation and I wanted to stay off crystal. It was good. I was forced to leave. I left with the clothes I had on my back and ran out of money that evening. I did get my medicine though my phone was out of minutes. Now I'm just screwed. Her mother told me not to have any contact with her and basically get on down the road. What am I supposed to do? I have lost everything. It's just kinda hard to take, but I respected her mother's wishes. I wanted to call. I needed to talk to her about things I cannot. Go to my family's. I cannot stoop that low, so I will not. I'm glad that their family is back together and that's wonderful, so I love her and will always love her no matter what. And I lost the will to go on for a little while and I have not slept since I left there and I'm in a very bad situation at the moment. Definitely wish she would have answered the phone last night because I'm not okay and have nothing, just another venture we went on together, another project that I never got to complete. Please forward this to her. Maybe don't read the post, but instead write it down. Showing someone a public Reddit post about your deepest feelings with thousands of people being in on it is kind of cringe. I can totally imagine it feeling this way to some, my partner included, so this is a great suggestion. For me though, because Up wrote this with no intention of showing their partner, it is such a rare and perfect opportunity to give her this window into his entirely organic, raw reaction. No finessing or rethinking, trying to say it just right. I would kill for a moment of that level of insight into my partner. Not that I think it matters, but I'm 28F, partner 32M. Up, you know them best, so go with your gut, but I think your words here are so beautiful and genuine, I'd be overjoyed to know I had this impact on my partner. Fair point. I've seen that TikTok. Look man, whatever happened, unfortunately happened. If you love her, then love her. Women's intuition is right, but she can't guess what happened. If you love her, open up. My mother was sexually abused, my uncle did 17 years in jail because he took matters into his own hands. I promise you, holding it in, I've seen firsthand only eliminates the ones who love you. I don't know your story or what happened, but she needs to know, because she will think it's her. She's not giving you what you need. You're young and in love. I promise she's your best friend and lover. Trust is key. Open up, I promise you it only will nurture and expand your relationship to a much higher level. Up. If you're interested, PM me and maybe we can see if we can get you some free somatic therapy. For what it's worth, most good therapists I know would never let money be an preventative issue. Thank you for sharing. Men getting raped is a joke to most women, not all or just women, but you found someone great. Can someone explain this to me? Is he saying a woman raped him? Or I guess it was another male. Does it matter though? The op doesn't mention the gender of the persons who raped them. It doesn't matter the gender of a person when it comes to rape, as men, women and everything in between can be raped. When anyone doesn't listen to you and doesn't back off and continues without your express consent, it's rape.